Hey everyone, it's VM Campos, comic book fan. Welcome to the weekly VM Campos Comic Book Club. This is the series where I answer the question, what am I reading this week? For the audio-only version of the podcast, head on over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, etc. This is the series where I review a comic book from my collection, new or old, and rate it on the factors of the cover, interior art, plot, and enjoyability. This week I've got the San Diego Comic-Con International 2019 Souvenir book. This is a special episode in a week-long celebration of Comic-Con stuff. I've published various Comic-Con content, and for New Comic Book Day, Wednesday, I've got this little treat here. Okay, the cover. So this features a beautiful wraparound cover by Jim Lee. The Souvenir book is a celebration of that particular year's San Diego Comic-Con and is full of articles, fan art, etc. It's both professional and amateur, everything in between. The cover is very professional. It's a Jim Lee cover and features a variety of characters from many different publishing studios. Can you name them all? Maybe pause the video and try to name them all. Spider-Man, Black Panther, Superman, Batman, Captain Marvel, Michelangelo, etc. So if we must give a grade, this is a perfect 5. It's amazing. It's by the very talented Jim Lee, and it has all of these characters in his style, but still on model to the originals. So it's really, really nice. The interior art, again, this doesn't quite fit with my usual rating system, but the interior art features a variety of styles. There are photos, there are prose pieces. Let's jump to something over here. There's a history of Comic-Con, there's art from the old days, an exploration of the various covers throughout the years. So this is a 5 out of 5 with such variety of art styles from people throughout the decades of Comic-Con. 5 decades, there's just amazing art just all around. Here is the 1993 Souvenir book, for example, featuring a Frank Miller cover. That's my very first Comic-Con. And it just goes on and on and on with a lot of great photos, products, drawings, etc. Then we have a section with fan art. Let me find that right over here. So a variety of fan art from all ages, all styles, and again, that's very cool. So that earns a 5 out of 5 for the interior art because of just the variety of content in it. Okay, plot. There's no real plot. It's a bunch of articles. There's some pieces in memoriam. There's a great piece about professionals and amateurs talking about why Comic-Con is important to them and their memories about Comic-Con and so forth. So you really need a copy of this book to really enjoy it. There's just so many people talking about Comic-Con and professionals and everyone. We've got spotlights on who's visiting the convention. Jay Lee, for example, is a Korean-American comic book artist known for his dark style. In 1990, he became one of the youngest artists ever to work for a major publisher. So there's these profiles on a variety of artists. There's the in memoriam section at the end, talking about Steve Ditko, Stan Lee, Baton Lash, etc. So it's just a lot of great reading material. And year by year, we see an exploration of what Comic-Con has been, what it's meant to people. It's just pretty amazing. So plot is a 5 out of 5 as well. The enjoyability, spoiler alert, is a perfect 5 out of 5 also. This is just a very enjoyable book in that you can browse it, check out what covers looked like year after year. Let me skip over here to the one from 1980, for example. This was a Frank Frazetta piece that you won't quite see nowadays. You know, we were just finishing the 1970s, and the 1980 book features this cover. Actually, sorry, it was a Jack Katz. Now, I know Frazetta did a cover at another point, but still, this still holds in terms of there being a very scantily clad female warrior along with his male counterpart. So, it's a very enjoyable book to look throughout the years of Comic-Con, the sketches, the people, the history. Oh, there we go. The 1978 Comic-Con cover was by Boris Vallejo. And he, again, very skimpy. And we have Trina Robbins and Lee Mars and Jack Kirby. It's just amazing. This is an amazing book. If you have attended San Diego Comic-Con, these are like worth their weight in gold. They feature the topics of the convention, creator spotlights, a lot of art and articles, so it's really cool. 5 out of 5 enjoyment. To recap, the cover is a 5 out of 5. It's a beautiful Jim Lee piece. It features a variety of characters from every single company. We've got The Walking Dead, Wonder Woman, Spawn properties, etc. So great cover. Interior art is also a 5 out of 5 because we have such a variety of things to enjoy. The plot is a 5 out of 5 because we learn a little bit about a variety of creators, those that have passed on, history of Comic-Con, really cool. And the enjoyability is a 5 out of 5. It's great to look back, for me, to all of these conventions that I've been to every single year since 1993 to 2019 and beyond. And just a lot of great nostalgia for conventions that I have been to, as well as conventions that I never went to, and a preview of those where, what was it like? What was it like back then in 1988, for example? Oh look, there's a young Matt Groening drawing his Life in Hell character, Bongo. So once again, if you're interested in the audio-only version of the podcast, check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud, etc. This has been the weekly VM Campos Comic Book Club, and I'll see you next week.